Hey, how's it going? I'm Mike. Thanks for clicking on my video, and today I'm going to be testing out the new P-rail that I built. So I was going to make a tutorial on how to build this P-rail, but A, I'm not an expert builder, so just in case I was doing something a little incorrect, I didn't want to give people bad advice, and B, I was so excited to build it that I just didn't feel like setting up my camera and all that. You can see from the picture here a general idea of how I built it, just in case you want to build your own. It costs maybe somewhere around $30, so it's super affordable. I did also build myself a box that's about a foot tall, but the P-rail is lower, so it's a little bit easier to practice new grinds and switch ups and things like that. And I've never been a very technical skater, so I'm hoping to kind of practice some more technical stuff, and the P-rail makes it easier. Okay, so what I'm trying to do now, just to warm up a little bit and get used to the rail, I'm just trying to land every normal grind, so to speak. And by normal, what I mean is no top sides, no alley-oop, no fakie, just, sole, mizu, mistrial, front side, back side, all that stuff. Not that I'm exactly in a position to give advice, considering I've only been back to blading for about 2 months now, but the advice I would give to other people who are either just starting out or just getting back to blading is drill the basics, because the more comfortable you get with that stuff, the easier it is to build on it. And you want to know that there's a 90% chance that if you go for a sole grind, you're going to get it. You don't want to be taking chances every time you try to do something or try to get used to a new obstacle. First time you get to a new skate park or first time you get to a new handrail, you want to have certain tricks on lock. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make sure that all those basic grinds, I have them on lock. Okay, I've done all the basic grinds except for farves, because I haven't gotten those back yet. So maybe I'll work on those now, or maybe I'll start working on top sides. I'm not sure yet. I gotta kind of feel it out. You may have also noticed something kind of weird, which is that when I do sole grinds, acid grinds, things like that, I'm on my right side. When I do mizus and mistrials and porn stars, I'm on my left side. I'm not doing it switch. That's actually what feels natural to me for some reason. So it might look like I'm doing some switch grinds, but I'm not. I wish I could say I was, but that'll be another video. Maybe I'll do a whole video practicing switch grinds on my P-rail. All right, so I got to practice farves a tiny bit. I just don't feel completely comfortable with them, but I figured I would start by doing some front sides and then kind of torquing them out a little bit. I have no idea whether or not that's a good habit, so, consult an expert. But that seems to be working for me. I'm starting to feel a little bit more comfortable with them, and then hopefully at some point I can just lock right on with a farv. But I think that's all I'm going to do as far as farvs today. I'm actually kind of on a lunch break. I got to get back to work. So I'm going to try a few top sides, maybe a couple of alley-oops, maybe even a kind grind. If you saw my last video, I was finally able to land a kind grind on coping. And that's so far the only time I've landed it since I got back to blading. Just going to skate for 10 more minutes before I got to get back to work. And I hope that I could just learn one new trick before I'm done with this session, because that's sort of the attitude that I go into every skating session with. I'd like to learn at least one new trick, or get very close, or at least attempt to learn a new trick, because I want to constantly be pushing myself and having fun. If you saw my last video, I talked a little bit about my philosophy. I'm not looking to be the best rollerblader in the world. I'm looking to be the happiest, I guess, to just have fun with it and really enjoy myself and view it as a challenge, but not a challenge that's going to make me frustrated. Anyway, I'll stop blabbering. Here's a few more grinds. So that's going to be it for me today. I'm actually super happy with how this session turned out. I landed a bunch of new stuff. Oh, I gotta catch my breath. Yeah, I think the time crunch was a double-edged sword. I'm super exhausted because I barely rested at all in between those grinds. But the advantage to that, I think, is that the time pressure forced me to not really think too much about it. And something that I think is really important, if you don't already know this, is that the more you're in your head, the less likely you are to actually land something. I'll be talking about this more in future videos, but in my professional life, I happen to be a psychotherapist. And one of the things that I know is that if you want to perform something well, you don't want to be thinking about it and stuck in your head about it. You want to be embodied and actually doing it. So that actually worked to my advantage, having the time crunch and just being forced to do the tricks without overthinking it. And I think because of that, I landed some new tricks today. Now, granted, landing new tricks on a P-rail is way easier than pretty much any other obstacle, but that's the whole point. You start by being able to do them on the P-rail, and then you work your way up, and that's how you get new tricks in your repertoire. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this can inspire you to get out there and skate and try new things and have fun doing it. Please consider liking and subscribing, but either way, I'm just gonna keep putting out new videos because I really enjoy documenting my process and hopefully inspiring others in the process. Thanks a lot.